Yeah, what's up? That sounded like, was that Flavor Flav?
Boy.
Yeah, boy. What's going on? It's Infinity Watch.
Woo! Is it?
It's Infinity Watch.
Okay.
We're back.
I don't know where I'm at.
I don't know. Whoa, you owe us a beer. That's the rules.
Is it? When did that go in?
We had it going for a while, but we'll give you a little pass on this one. We'll give you a little pass.
I don't mind buying you guys drinks. That's
what's going on? Let's see who's in the chat first. We got Alan. We got the Tony. I don't know who that is.
That's me. Shut your mouth.
Blackwing. Anna Miles, all the way from Jamaica.
Yo.
We got Toku Kid, who we met on Saturday during Free Comic Book Day.
Wish I had been here.
He's a cool kid. We actually convinced his girlfriend to go with him to Power Morphicon.
Yes.
We were like,
congrats, Toku Kid.
He'll take you 2 days in Power Morphicon. You guys could go to Disneyland after. And she's like,
nice.
Oh, okay, fine.
Nice. Good compromise.
Got you there, bro.
What's up, Jalen?
Jalen's in the house. Yep. And Edward Sanchez.
Productions.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Infinity Watch. This is our Marvel show. We are dual streaming from THS Comic Books and from the hashtag show. What?
Yay.
Where are we?
We are at the Comic Bug.
We are.
Look at all these awesome, cool pops. I love pops. You know what? Hold on.
Pop culture everywhere. Just there too. And off screen where you guys can't see.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see this stuff. Right.
You're not gonna bring the best. Hang on.
Hold on.
We got like the best thing ever.
What's that?
It's Coulson with Lola.
Oh, Lola.
How are we not gonna get out of here? You don't know how to pick your Funkos. You probably have crap taste in Funkos.
I don't even get Funkos.
Do you not?
The only Funko I have.
How do you decorate
The only ones I have is the Ninja Turtles with the Ninja Turtle van.
Nice.
And then Alpha 5. Ay. That's all I need. That's all I need in life. That's all I need in life.
I'm not gonna lie. I haven't counted, but there is more than a few. Do you have Funkos?
I try to avoid it. It looks
Really?
like a crack addiction to me. Like when I look at the numbering on there, I'm just like, you just have to get them all. I'm like, I can't go down that path.
The fact that they're just little big-headed, little tiny peoples, and it can be literally anything. Like I sent a friend like a Lemmy from Motorhead. I sent one to him, and he was like, "Thank you so much. This is awesome and amazing." I'm like, I don't know if Lemmy would approve of that, but yeah, that's the thing that happens. But yeah. So we're just gonna decorate everything with Funko Pops.
If you guys are in the Manhattan Beach area, you guys gotta check out the Comic Bug.
Yeah.
Because this place is legit. Like
It's good shit. Not gonna
some
lie.
good cool shit. You know some of this stuff? Daniel, did you make some of this stuff? Like this and then the wings and Doctor Doom stuff. There's a lot of cool shit in here. There's even like a Starfighter. There's so much cool shit in here.
And if anybody's a fan of comic books, they have the largest independent comic section like in LA.
Yes.
So you're going to find your stuff from Marvel and DC, but you're going to find a bunch of stuff from Boom, Image, independent publishers, stuff you can't find at other places. You're going to find it all here at the Comic Book.
Is this your local comic book store?
It is. We come here for years.
That's awesome. This is not my local comic book store, but
not mine either.
It is now. It's my favorite. Favorite.
But if I lived here, this would definitely be. This would be
because you could just come in here and just chill and hang out. There's so many cool people here.
That.
Right next door is like a game hub where you guys could play like
what's it called? The game hub?
Game hub,
yeah.
Tabletop games and like dungeon. Oh, Toku Kid,
dude!
Dang, Jezzer, avoid the pops. It's a collector's crack. I know that. I can't be spending my money on little vinyl plastics.
I had to put a stop to it. I'm not gonna lie. My own collection is We didn't even introduce ourselves.
Yeah, who are you?
I'm Tony. I'm the Tony Sanchez. I am. Hi guys, missed you.
How about you?
I'm Johnny Parker. Good to see everybody again.
Yeah. You could call me YouTube's LeBron James. Shooting for the stars and my bullets go long range. What? No, I'm kidding. I'm Jezzer Zeus. So you guys know the deal. We have a TeePublic store where you guys can get all your awesome geek clothes, like your shirts, your tank tops. They got sweaters, hoodies. You could put these designs on iPhone cases, on baby onesies. So that's pretty cool. If you
coffee mugs, prints, everything.
Okay. You could the prints are actually pretty cheap, and you can just you could see all the cool designs and put them up on your walls and everything. And the cool thing is that we have our own store. We have a bunch of cool designs. There's Doctor Who, there's Marvel, there's DC, there's Star Wars, there's Power Rangers. There's so much much to even talk about. But Johnny, please tell us about our THS hashtaggers page.
The THS hashtaggers page is amazing.
Yeah.
It's the place you go after the show to keep the conversation going. You can go in there, post articles, post videos, read other people's articles or videos. Just talk about your favorite thing. It's the first place you go to find out all of our news. So when we drop articles on the website or whatnot, you usually check the Facebook group and we're going to drop them there first. Yeah. And it's also dope just to make friends. Exactly. As you guys know, we got Power Morphicon coming, which is going to be amazing. And then we got Angel Grove Prom. Yeah. So if you're thinking of coming down for it, you might need a roommate, need somebody to crash with. Exactly. That's the best place to meet people. So make those connections. Again, make those friendships happen.
It's going to be lit. It's gonna be cool. We're gonna get that limo. It's gonna be great.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
gonna be fun.
It's
ridiculous though.
It's
It's ridiculous because my hotel room is like right next door, and we're gonna get a limo to come all the way down and drop us off like 5 feet. But I don't care. I don't give a shit.
I'll do it.
Yeah,
it's
been a good amount of time since my last prom, so you gotta make it work.
Oh yeah.
Also, we have a super chat button. What does that button do, Tony?
Super chat
button basically lets you guys send us money, and it puts your comment right at the top, so that way we can actually focus on that.
Toku Kid hit that super chat button.
Thank you so much. And your money actually, we're not just taking it; we actually do reinvest it back into the show.
Yeah,
so it goes towards rentals, studio space, equipment rental or purchase.
Yeah,
anything that we just kind of need to keep the show running. That's where your money goes to. So thank you guys so much.
Jump on and hit that S button, and
please,
it will highlight your comment. Also, we have, what else do we got? We did shirts. THS hashtaggers.
Yep.
Super chat.
Yep.
I feel like there's one more thing. Well, other than that, you guys could always check out that hashtagshow.com for all the cool geek news. There's gonna be actually something fun gonna be going up there tomorrow that me and Tony worked on. So.
What did we do? What happened?
FF.
That's right.
So you guys. Just so you remember, choose wisely.
Wait, can we actually tease that out, or Josh? Can we actually?
I don't have it. You're good. I don't actually have a teaser. I don't have.
But can we talk about what it is?
Josh.
Josh, can we?
Josh.
Can we?
One sentence.
Okay.
One sentence.
Okay. So what we are going to be doing, we are going to be kicking off a new segment. Huh?
What?
What did you say?
Jezzer has to finish it now.
I have to finish.
Okay.
No, it was the last word you said.
I said segment.
Okay. Segment where you're gonna.
What's it called?
Can we say what it's called?
Of course.
It's called Fancast Friday. So that's all you need to know.
Yeah.
I mean,
we had a lot I with it. Yeah. So.
There was at least for me, not for Tony, but for me, there were a ton of takes because I do not know words.
I mean, I had a few. I had to take
not as much as me. Josh, can you? Yeah, I had a few
37.
takes. I had 37.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
shut up!
It was
my
Well,
gosh!
that's because Jezzer really cares.
Oh wow!
No,
And
it
you
wasn't.
have to,
It's just words escape me. I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Words are hard.
Words are hard. I know some of these words. So
So be on the lookout for that. It's a really cool segment. We're hoping to kind of like keep that going, but we need your guys' help in order
that'd be awesome.
to make that.
So we need your participation because it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be interesting for sure. So you be sure to check out.
Can you guys say what the first thing your fan casting is?
No, we'll show you tomorrow. It's gonna be a surprise. It's gonna be a
I'll
surprise.
watch it tomorrow. Everybody watch with me.
Yep. Moomin Rider says, "What's Fancast Friday?" So, would you like to explain what Fancast Friday is?
So essentially, what we're going to be doing is we are going to be taking either your favorite nerd franchises, whether they're upcoming or in production,
Inspector
or if we're just
Gadget
just
and Darkwing
anything
Duck.
that we
No, I'm
might
kidding.
just have a lot of fun just fan casting. And we're actually not just going to say like, hey, these are the people who I think should be cast. We're actually going to go head to head. So 2 of your favorite hashtaggers. In the first episode, it's me and Jezzer. I'm going to go ahead and say it. We actually picked Fantastic Four.
Oh, what are you
Wait,
saying?
what?
Yeah.
What? Oh my God! Josh's head is on fire. He's so upset right now. Josh, calm down. What did you do, Tony? He said
I
no.
don't give a damn.
Breathe,
Whatever.
Josh.
Yeah, yeah.
Breathe.
It's good.
Oh my
so
gosh.
mad right now. I really should have put a cut together, but ooh, Carlos hit us with that $2. You know what? I think.
See what happens when you
know
actually.
what? Carlos, thank you. I think this is
Go
the
ahead
first
and
time.
report.
Is that the first time Carlos has ever super chatted us?
Maybe.
Yeah, that's.
You're the man, Carlos.
Yeah,
Thank you,
thank you
man.
so
Thank you.
much.
So
Thank you.
We're so
appreciated.
poor.
So yeah, it's gonna be fun. It should be up hopefully around the afternoon. I'm still working on it, so
Awesome.
Yeah.
But the cool thing about it is not only do we get to go ahead and sort of like present our own fan cast, but you guys are going to actually be able to go
Yes.
to the website, that #show.com, and actually vote on who had the better fan
The
cast.
power is actually in your
Yeah.
hands, not our hands.
Oh
So
my
even
God.
if I mean, I know I have the best fan cast out there, but there is still
you?
a possibility
But you're such a
that
disadvantage here,
that
though.
Tony can win
I?
this.
Yes.
How?
Because you're up against Cookie Face and his awesome fan base.
Cookie
They
Face
love the
Army,
Cookie
bruh.
Face. They don't even care what they'll
But
say. They'll just
here's
vote
the
for him out of Cookie Face.
Here's the thing, though. My brain is better. So
Oh, no.
I just have faith that people are going to pick people with the better brain. You shut your face. My brain is better. Okay?
Producer Josh said,
My brain
"Yeah,
does great stuff.
yeah." So,
Shut your face.
Well, we're gonna start off the show.
Still
We're gonna start
Yeah,
off
man.
with some news that hashtag show broke today.
we broke some
Actually,
news? Can we fix
little Miss Tony
Did I?
over here had broke the news on that hashtag show on YouTube. If you guys wanna read about it, it's on the website. But here's a little video.
With Jessica Jones Season 2 now behind us and Season 3 already greenlit, it looks like the creative team behind the show has been hard at work developing the new storyline, as we've acquired character breakdowns for 4 new additions to the series, including one who we believe will be the Season 3 Big Bad. Usually with these breakdowns, the characters are given code names in an attempt to hide their true identity, and this group is no exception. Let's take a look at these new additions and see who Jessica might find herself up against. Elliot, mid-30s, early 40s, male, open ethnicity, must be over 5'11", a charismatic gambler and alcoholic. Attractive, quick-witted, and dry, his edgy charm comes through even in the direst of circumstances. Collins, 30 to 50, male, open ethnicity. He is physically spry, extremely intelligent, and meticulous, driven by a pathological need to feel superior. Series regular, 1-year deal. Kira, 48 to 52. Female, African American, Latina, Asian, Native American, etc. A Bohemian cellist and music professor. Intelligent, wry, and sexy. Self-possessed and able to weather any storm. Series regular, possible 2-year deal. Zelda, 27 to 31. Female, African American, strong, smart, and driven. A rising star in her profession with the ambition and talent to propel her to the top one day. She's earthy, beautiful, supportive, and fiercely protective of those she loves. Series regular, multi-year deal. This is a particularly interesting set of characters, given the fact that the 2 female characters have options to return for future seasons. Does this mean they're already plotting out a season 4? Or maybe they'll be coming back for another season of The Defenders. So, who do we think these characters could be? Head on over to that #show.com to find out, or click the link in the description below. Thanks for watching. I'm Tony. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to that hashtag show to keep up with everything trending in geek pop culture.
Yo, Tony, that was pretty cool. Were you in the bathroom? What was going on there?
That's where girls go to bond, in the
Yeah?
bathroom. Yeah.
If I
And
ever had a chance
True
to
story.
bond
I'm gonna
with,
go ahead and
Jessica Jones.
let you guys know. Girls totally go to the bathroom to talk shit about the guys that they're with.
That's
so,
Really?
yeah, totally.
I thought
So
girls did that at
bad.
Target or Target, but okay.
I
Okay.
did. Yeah, I
That
do. By the
sucks.
way, my Target shopping experience today was completely out of fucking control. I went in for tissues and toilet paper. I walked out with over $200 worth of stuff. I can't.
Hey,
I don't know.
hey,
I blacked out.
You know what that is?
What?
That's America. That is America at its greatest. Going to a store owned by French people and just spending all your money.
Target.
Yeah, Target. It's fine. It's totally fine. I do it all the time. I'm so lucky that I moved. I used to live really close to Target.
Really?
And it was terrible. I'd come back with like
Don't do that.
I
No.
used to raid the clearance section just for random ass shit. I was like,
Don't- no,
I have this
that's
phone
a
case, but I
trap.
don't even have this phone.
Don't do it.
It's crazy.
But
So-
back to Jessica.
Yeah.
So yeah, Johnny, I know you were talking about whether or not some of these characters might actually seem like they're from the comic books or not, and none of these ring a bell to me.
No, the problem with it is though, is that like with Jessica Jones, because she does have a rich character history, but she doesn't have like a rich character history of like interacting with that many people.
Yeah.
And the people that she does interact with are heroes that are pre-established in every things.
Yeah.
Like one of her best runner mates is like Betty Brant, who's like Spider-Man character.
Yeah.
They don't really have the rights to that, or the tribes of Spider-Man characters on the show. So the problem with that is though, they have to create a lot of characters from scratch. Like Kilgrave is based upon the Purple Man, but a lot of her supporting characters, a lot of people we meet over time are all like new characters that are created for the show.
Yeah.
I don't know much about these characters. Is she originally part of the Defenders?
She originally part of the Defenders. The original Defenders, no, because the original Defenders were kind of like the bootleg Avengers in a way.
Okay.
But she's always been a part of like the street level Marvel heroes and everything like that.
Yeah.
You guys ever think that these characters are gonna actually get into the Marvel universe? Because I mean, what's the point of even saying they're in the universe if they're never gonna cross over?
I mean, in a movie, all right. So listen, we just had a huge MCU movie come out. I don't know if you guys heard about that, but we barely had enough time to kind of cover everybody else that was already previously introduced via the proper MCU, like the cinematic universe, and to go ahead and add even more, even though like what I think there's like 4 of them that are on Netflix right now, not to mention the Cloak and Dagger, they're coming up on Freeform. Runaways, yeah. So everybody else that's going to be popping up, that'll be officially part of Marvel and the Marvel MCU. There's too many. There's just too many. I don't really need that. I don't feel like the MCU suffers for a lack of them. If there's a way to go ahead and especially I think S.H.I.E.L.D. is the only one that could actually go ahead and like reintroduce itself, into, so Coulson, Daisy, any of those characters from that show. I think those are the only ones in which it might make some sense. Anybody else though, like Luke Cage or Jessica Jones?
I do want to see my bae in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Oh no.
What do you call it? Daisy.
What do you call it? No, my God. Chloe Bennett.
Chloe Bennett.
Yeah.
She's hilarious.
I agree with Tony. Like, I don't see it happening anytime soon, but do I want it to happen? I really want it to happen though, because like anybody who's like a hardcore Marvel fan and read like New Avengers back during like the early 2000s run knows that there's a point in time where after Civil War, Luke Cage becomes like the leader of the Avengers, and it's an awesome time. Like when he's running the Avengers, they become like more grounded, more family based, everything like that. He's the keys to the mansion. We see Iron Fist grow as a character. We introduce Squirrel Girl to the team. We do a lot of great storytelling with that. So honestly, that was one of my favorite times for the Avengers. And like, can we ever get to a point where Luke Cage leaves the Marvel television universe to go to the cinematic universe? I would just say that would be awesome. So do I want it to happen? Heck yeah. Do I hope it will happen? Yes.
Yeah.
Can it happen? Like, is it likely? Yeah, that's gonna be a little bit harder.
Yeah. I also think the fact that you have to consider, where these guys are housed. Netflix is obviously Netflix, and the majority of people watch Netflix. It's not, your grandma has heard of Netflix. Does your grandma watch Netflix religiously enough to watch all of, the 4 Marvel shows?
I haven't even seen all of the
exactly. Me neither.
The Defender shows and their single properties. I haven't.
Oh yeah.
I think the only one I've watched was Punisher and Daredevil.
Oh really? Oh
I-
guys,
yeah.
really?
I'm behind.
Yeah.
I am behind.
Guys, I watched
feel-
Daredevil season 1 and 2. I've seen Jessica Jones season 1 and 2. I saw Luke Cage, of course. I suffered through Iron Fist, and I enjoy 75% of Defenders.
Well, I mean,
75% of Defenders. 3/4 of Defenders. There's one who doesn't belong.
Which one is it?
Well, I mean, now that like all the other shows are going on hiatus for the summer, I think it's a good time for me to start watching some of these, and it's a good run. Like I do enjoy binge watching shows. Like over I think last weekend I just binge watched Cobra Kai, and I didn't leave where I was sitting. I watched 10 episodes. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah,
it was
I
like
burrow.
5 hours. It was like 5 hours.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I just finished Cobra Kai too, and the difference between that and a Marvel show, because Cobra Kai, like you just finished it, like it's just fun. Like
fun.
every episode, you're just smiling. Like, this is so cool. It's
Yeah.
like the 80s and the 90s
With-
together.
There's
blah,
no
blah.
fun to be had
With
on
the
those
Marvel
Marvel
shows,
shows.
it
No,
drives-
it's an emotional investment.
Yeah.
Like when I watched Punisher like all the way through,
Oh
it was
my
like every episode I'm like,
God.
my God, Frank.
Dude,
Oh my God.
that dude, how is he still alive? I get super like I just give up as soon as I got a paper cut. That
Yeah.
dude is getting shot. He's like bleeding out of his fucking chest,
Frank.
and it's like
I love him.
I don't even know how he goes about
Me
it. I don't
neither.
know.
But the cool thing about the Marvel shows are those that you don't necessarily need to watch them all to understand each one. Like, for
Yeah.
example, if someone hasn't seen Luke Cage or haven't seen Daredevil, you can totally pick up Punisher and watch that entire season all the way through. It's a really easy watch because it's not really connected to all the other things. And honestly, I would highly recommend watching Punisher because, without a doubt, I will argue with anyone that this is the Punisher that we finally got. He's on television.
Yeah.
Like, we've been wanting an R-rated Punisher for years, and they finally delivered on Netflix, and he gave an amazing
Oh
performance.
my god, that last episode was great.
Dude, it was amazing.
Fucking great.
Don't ruin it for
dude.
me. I'm still
Oh,
behind.
Oh my god.
Shush, shush, shush. Baby,
Moving
easy.
on,
Yeah.
moving on. One of our writers, Keith Del Mar, had wrote a story about Simon Pegg being interested in playing Captain Britain. What do you guys think about that? Do you guys know anything about Captain Britain?
I do. I know that he's the brother of Betsy Braddock, who
which is
Psylocke.
Psylocke, yeah.
Yeah, I don't see it.
You don't see it?
Okay, so listen, Captain Britain is essentially supposed to, at the very least, look like Captain America, just with the Union Jack plastered all over him. I
You can't see
adore.
I love Simon Pegg.
I love Simon Pegg.
love
The
Simon
most buff
Pegg.
he's ever been in, though, has been in Hot Fuzz.
That's
You
the
know,
buffest.
that's the buffest he's ever been. I mean, his roles don't require him to go ahead and bulk up. And let's be real, I think the guy is only like what, maybe 5'8", 5'9". He's not a big dude, and just his frame, it can't. I mean, even if we go ahead and bulk him up, I mean, he's not gonna.
Why do you think he wants to do it then?
I mean, I think that, you know, if you go ahead and try to like find another.
Oh, super chat.
Thank you, Larry. Thank you, Larry.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I think if you try to go ahead and find another, I don't want to, but yeah, a B-list Marvel character with some name
Another
recognition.
one. Yay! Wouldn't the Britain Corps
Yes,
be too much?
Toku
for...
Kid, you are the man. I was thinking the exact same thing.
What's that?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, Tony, finish. That would be so awesome.
No, I was just saying that, like, you know, if you're trying to fish for another B-lister with some sort of name recognition, Captain Britain, what else do you need to know? Because even Captain America, if you don't know who that character is, it's a captain, it's America. Okay, I essentially got the gist. Same thing with Captain Britain. It's Captain, there's some British whatnot going on there, but yeah, that's like, I get the idea. Beyond that,
So here's the thing. I agree with you, Tony, because the thing about it is that if you played it straightforward and it was like, okay, we're just going to make Captain Britain at the core pretty much is your British version of Captain America.
Yeah.
But the cool thing about him is, though, and who said that comment?
Toku Kid.
Toku Kid brought up that great thing about the Captain Britain core, because what's hilarious is, like, you guys know the Green Lantern core, right?
Yeah.
Captain Britain has his own core like that in space. And it's super deep with all these alien races all dressed up like Captain Britain. So if Simon Pegg is like OG nerd, if he had the idea that he wants to do that kind of Captain Britain, whereas like, I'm going to be cheesy about this, we're going to go out in space and all this kind of stuff, I think that could be totally fun. Because again, his movies are like really hilarious, and like you think about the franchise he's a part of. He's a part of Mission Impossible. He started Star Trek.
Yeah.
He's part of the own franchise that he puts together. Like, he understands how to like bring something to the screen and do it well. So I agree with you. If they try to play straightforward, I don't think it really work. But if they try to be cheesy with it, have a little bit of fun, introduce a Captain Britain core, I think it'd be hilarious.
Do you think they'd start off with like Excalibur with his Excalibur is like the.
okay, no, I'm sorry, continue.
Oh, she's getting excited because we're talking about Excalibur, and she has this kind of weird fetish for.
Shut up! No, that is not what's happening.
Yeah, Blackwing, check it out. Captain Britain core, they're so awesome.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, okay, here's the problem that you get into with Excalibur. You now have to go ahead and establish these tiny mini super teams that are now dispersed all over the world. You know, Canada has Alpha Flight. You know, America is mostly represented by Avengers and X-Men, and you know, Excalibur.
Mexico has El Chapo.
Shut up.
He's a hero. He's a hero of the people. He's out there fighting crime. El Chapo.
You
El
shut your
Chapo.
mouth. You shut your mouth.
Who owns Captain Britain?
Marvel.
Would that be Fox?
I think it falls under the X banner.
Would that fall under Fox? Is he more?
I think he's under the X-Men banner.
Captain Britain and Excalibur.
Actually, it can get complicated too because he also does a lot of stuff with the Fantastic Four. The Captain Britain Corps does some things there too.
That's okay. So I just looked at first appeared in Captain Britain Weekly number 176. So it's possible that he's not under the X-Men
He's
banner
just under
because he did
Marvel.
make his first appearance in an X-Men comic. So
Nah, he's
that's
just Marvel.
interesting.
Yeah.
So possible, but I just think that this is Can you do it? Sure. I just think that like knowing his history and the bulk of like what he's doing, either you go ahead and have to, at the very least, the question is begged, do you go ahead and set up Excalibur or the Britain Corps? But you have to go ahead and set up something around him. Him standing on his own.
Oh no, yeah, it definitely wouldn't work.
No, yeah, he has to come with a team.
Yeah.
He definitely has to come with Psylocke and Nightcrawler.
That's long game.
Yeah,
I feel like whenever we start talking about, you know, phase 4, phase 5, phase 6, that's when we're gonna start setting up these tiny teams where it's like, you know, maybe we actually do get Alpha Flight.
First, let's see who comes out of this little deal, either Comcast or
if it actually happens.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Dang.
But I agree with Tony. Look, it's really interesting because I was thinking about this today as we were talking about discussing like the possible phase 4. Because we've seen right now, they've always said post phase 3. They haven't said phase 4 yet because I think Marvel.
Oh
Toku Kid!
my God.
Thank you, 199!
Bro.
Yes! Toku Kid, we're on the same page. I was going exactly there.
got super
Toku
excited
Kid, you are my
there.
man. I want Rep to the MCU and my Avengers Academy. Because here's what I was about to bring up. Because the cool thing about it is that right after the Civil War, and after like a big event happened, Marvel did this thing called Avengers Initiative, where they went through and they established like Avengers team for every state. And they also created Avengers Academy, Avengers Initiative, where they went and trained people about how to be heroes or whatnot. And that was the way they introduced Taskmaster as like now an anti-hero and everything like that. They introduced the Avengers Academy or like
Isn't
all
Taskmaster in DC?
No, that's you think about Deathstroke. Deathstroke the Terminator.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, Taskmaster is very similar, but like OG, like Master of all combats and whatnot. So what I was thinking about is, depending on how everything turns out from the next Avengers movie, they could go into phase 4, saying let's make the Avengers team bigger, and establish Avengers teams like in other states and stuff like that, where it becomes an Avengers Initiative type deal.
Ooh.
So I mean, they could have potentially play around with that.
It's going to be interesting to see what they do, because you know, at the end of Avengers 4, the whole game is going to change.
Of
the
course.
whole dynamic of the team is going to change. We're going to lose 1 or 2 of the original 6. I believe.
Can we talk about this?
What?
Post phase 4, not what do you think will happen, but if you could, what would you like to see happen in phase 4?
Listen, the way that I see it going is that Captain America is gonna kick the bucket, and then Tony is gonna ride off in the distance. Like, I think that it. I think
ride off in the distance.
What?
I'm sorry, what
You
happened?
said
What do
Tony's
you
gonna
see?
ride off into the distance.
Like
Where
he's
is she
gonna
You
run.
shut your mouth, not that one.
Oh,
No,
start. Not saying that. Start. Continue. My bad, Jezzer.
Yeah, Tony Stark. Yeah, he's gonna just. Either way. It could go. They're both of them are gonna leave the team. It's inevitable that both of them are gonna leave the team, whether or not they both die or one of them dies. I don't know. What do you think is gonna happen to those two? It's those two. Those are the two people that like the most impactful. On the team.
I think there's going to be a trade-off between the original 6. I don't really see any of the original 6 actually being left alive, and if they are alive, actually left in the same universe. So what I think might happen is, for example, if you wanted to go ahead and give anybody, you know, a happy ending, so to speak, it would be like, for example, if you wanted to go ahead and just not kill people, if you wanted to have them still live at the end
and have
of
them maybe
Avengers
come back
4,
later on.
not even come back. It would have to be some way of which they don't exist in the same, like, what is this, Earth 616 essentially is what is what this, you know, MCU is existing in. So, for example, if Thor gets his happy ending, you know, maybe they go ahead and get those Infinity Stones back, and then they can actually realign reality, so that way Asgard is still in existence. His family is no longer dead. But then the cost of that is he's no longer able to live in our 616 Earth, in the MCU Earth. So then, essentially, they are relegated back to just being mythological figures in Norse mythology.
Or he becomes human.
Do I need that? No, because then
Eric
what
Masterson.
No. I that's the only way that I see that, is that, you know, either these people are either dead, dispersed off into other parallel dimensions, or there has to be a trade-off with their lives to actually say, like, because then we got this bullshit rule of like a soul for a soul with that soul stone. So then if we're bringing back souls, then you actually have to like make a sacrifice, you know. So maybe it's like a life for a life. Tony Stark in exchange for Spider-Man, somebody in exchange for, you know, Bucky, you know, Captain America for Bucky, and, you know, so on and so forth. So that way the next generation of Avengers can then carry on without them, which I think could be interesting too, because then like you're essentially like, I now living the life of someone that had to like sacrifice their life for me, which is like this whole Yeah, so
It lays this like whole shroud over the entire universe.
yeah, I don't think it's going to be as simple as just death. It either has to be like your life was, you only are left alive because somebody sacrificed
It's
themselves
kind of
for
like
you.
when Lana Lang got infused with kryptonite in Smallville, and that's why she couldn't be with Clark Kent.
That's not a thing that happened. Is that a thing that happened?
That is a thing that happened.
I didn't watch Smallville.
Me neither.
That's the reason.
why.
That's the whole reason that Clark Kent moved on to Lois Lane.
Are you fucking
He
kidding me?
literally could not
I'm so
touch.
mad.
He literally could not touch Lana Lang.
Luther did it, didn't he?
Luther did it.
Whatever.
He did it. He did it.
Whatever.
He's an asshole. He did it.
I can't.
I
Whatever.
mean, for me, I agree with Tony, and like things I would like to see them do in Phase 4. I think obviously everyone's on the same page. We're all waiting to see how this Comcast deal goes through because we also really want to see the X-Men show up there and the Fantastic Four and whatnot. But I would like to see like more aspects of this universe, kind of like we talked about with the teams and whatnot. Like let's see Excalibur, let's go to Japan, see some of the things that we have there with those heroes and whatnot. Let's go across the country. So I like to see like them expand that Marvel universe, and then because the cool thing about this is that once we're done with this, we can even play around with time.
Oh,
Whoa,
my
$1.99!
God.
Dude, Toku Kid! Yes! How are you on the same wavelength as me?
What is he
Sure.
saying?
He said if we time travel 83, maybe 29. That's what I was about to say. I want to see the 2099 universe. I want to see
Are you
Spider-Man
talking about
2099, exactly.
But
Miguel
that's Marvel.
and all those guys.
Marvel is
Toku
still.
Kid!
Dude,
We
still
are
on that
here
map,
right now.
man.
He is still under.
Wait,
he is still
wait,
under
because if
Sony
I'm
still.
thinking,
So I don't know if
I
they'd
wanna make
expand
sure
on that
this is exactly
universe
who I-
yet.
yes.
But see,
It
here's the cool thing.
X-Men 29 was the shit, and nobody talks about it. And okay, I'm sorry. Continue on.
No worries. But
Yeah.
then we go to some of the other universes because we get introduced. But yeah, it just leads to all these other possibilities. But the other cool thing about too is like once we start time traveling and whatnot, again we can start playing around with like other realities, and that's how maybe introduce Miles Morales, and we really do a lot of cool things.
Yeah.
Blackwing's like.
Yeah, but as far as like Simon Pegg playing Captain okay. I think he's just putting his name out there as like, wouldn't it be funny if I was a superhero? First off, dude, aren't you like close to your 50s and like you're a small
He's
little
not in
dude
it.
and, like,
He's not in his 50s. What do you have against Simon Pegg?
I don't. I love him. I'm just saying
Tom
like
Cruise
that,
still
that's
plays
not-
Mission Impossible.
Yeah, Tom Cruise is older than Simon Pegg.
Tom Cruise no longer has a soul because he sold it off to the devil or whatever Scientology believes in. Okay, all right. He's
I am excited for that
Yeah,
new
it's a
Mission
Crossroads
Impossible.
demon.
Though. I'm
Yeah.
excited for Mission Impossible. I love those.
Yeah.
I love those stupid crazy movies. But you were talking about Japan. Someone wrote a story. Who is it? Charles Murphy on that hashtag show wrote a story about that the Skrulls could be in Avengers 4.
How does that come back to Japan?
Because let me get to that.
Oh, thank you, Moomin Rider. Simon Pegg is 48. And by the way, Moomin Rider,
Pushing 50.
love the name. My Hero Academia forever.
Okay, so in the article, they're saying that we see where Clint is actually, and that he is actually in Japan as Ronin, hunting down people that turn out to be Skrulls. This I think this is a set photo from.
That's speculation or that's confirmed?
Well, they are shooting. They have a Japan set.
Okay.
So whether or not they're assuming that Skrulls are gonna play a big part in
Avengers 4.
In Avengers 4.
Wow,
Maybe
really?
maybe not the beginning, but towards the end. What is your take on the Skrulls?
Well, first off, we don't even have those back. No, we don't have those back. We don't have the rights to Squirrels back.
Wait.
Marvel.
Tony, but isn't the Kree and the Skrulls supposed to be in the new Captain Marvel movie though?
Yeah, the Kree has.
The reason why we had to use the Chitauri name in the first Avengers is because officially the Skrulls are a part of the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's been. We haven't finalized this Disney Fox deal, and now with Comcast coming in hot with their bullshit,
Oh, yeah,
now
no,
we don't know.
Why is
it
if it's
bullshit?
anything.
Why is it bullshit?
Because whatever. Stock options are better than cash. Moving on.
I feel you, but isn't it because I know for sure that in the Captain Marvel movie we got the Kree, but I think it was Joe who told me last week that we were gonna have the Skrulls in there too.
Let me
Okay,
find
but I'm
the
just saying
article.
that if they are functioning as squirrels, they don't necessarily will be named as
Ah!
that. Hey,
Oh, Toku Kid!
Ah,
My
Toku
homie.
Kid,
There
my
it is, great
friend.
minds, you think alike.
All right. Do you guys want me to read what it said or what the theory is?
Yes, please.
Whose
Then-
theory is this?
This is Charlie Murphy.
Okay, go
Oh,
for
Charlie Murphy.
Charlie
R.I.P.
Murphy.
Proceed.
It says Avengers Age of Ultron opened with the Avengers in all their glory taking out a Hydra base run by Baron von Stryker. Avengers Civil War saw the part of Cap's new team taking down Crossbones in Lagos. Yagos? The events of these media rights.
Oh, wait, we gotta skip ahead.
Okay.
Okay. Blah, 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 blah.
According to the rumor, these Tokyo scenes will see Clint Barton having taken up the mantle of Ronin, hunting down some Yakuza who turn out to be Skrulls. Thanos' snap at the end of Infinity War may have given the Skrulls the push they needed to finally invade Earth, a plan likely to see them formulating when Captain Marvel hits this screen ahead of Avengers 4. Why are you smiling like that? What is it?
What's she smiling like?
Oh, she's got this look on her face.
Listen, I know everybody is really pushing for, what is that, Secret Invasion?
No, I'm not pushing for it at all.
The Skrulls?
But I think everybody loved that storyline, because then it was just like, holy shit, what do you mean our heroes have not been our heroes this whole time?
Have you guys seen that Avengers Assemble? That TV show where at the end of it, Captain America wasn't Captain America for like a good season. It was a Skrull.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's a TV
show. The cartoon series.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
Okay, see, yeah, I mean, that's just,
That's right. You're right, Moon. Right, there was a grimace.
First off, we have to deal with the fact that we still don't know what the hell is going to be happening post Infinity War.
I know what's going to be happening.
And then we're going to go ahead and try to introduce even more aliens on top of that. And then we have to then go ahead and deal with the, 30-some characters, 30-some main characters that we still have to figure out how they're going to actually play into this, so that way we have Phase 4 actually set up. And now y'all want to introduce Skrulls.
At the end,
we still have Thanos to deal with. You know what? No.
Earth's Mightiest Heroes. I'm sorry, Blackwing. You're right.
See,
this is
Secret Invasion. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry, not Secret War.
Blackwing, wait, what? You want Secret Invasion?
Listen, I think you could have done it, and there's a way in which you can allude to it, but if you're just going to go ahead and make Avengers 4 Secret Invasion like a beat-for-beat remake, that's not possible.
No, here's the reason why.
And it's not Wanda.
It's too much. It's kind of like how they messed up Batman v Superman, where they put too many fucking stories.
Yeah.
in.
Exactly.
No.
Just if I may interlude real quick.
Go ahead.
The thing about it is, though, with Secret Invasion, like, I'm not sure everybody remembers it. This was one of the few, like, big overarching events that Brian Michael Bendis got to, like, oversee and everything like that. And while Brian Bendis is an amazing writer, the thing about it is, though, the main critique of this storyline was the ending was kind of fell flat, because the way that it all ended didn't make any sense. A lot of the heroes that we wanted to be like, that we thought, oh, you're a Skrull, or you came back, were all false hopes and false promises.
Yeah.
So the thing about it is, though, is that if they're going to adapt this, I mean, granted, we just saw them what they did with Civil War. Civil War was in no way a beat for beat remake of the comic, so they might just be using the name and give them a story idea to build off of that. But at the same time, though, I'm just like, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that guessing game. And I agree with Tony, though. Like, that's already one big enough problem as it is. You have to deal with that, and you got to deal with Thanos, and you got to deal with bringing people back from the dead, and all this other stuff. It's like, seriously.
I mean, if it was my educated guess, I think Avengers Forever is going to be the storyline they try to adapt.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the Avengers Forever storyline?
Avengers Forever was essentially them trying to go ahead and establish an Avengers team with different Avengers from different time periods. So they were going back in time and picking, Cap from this time, and, Tony, and, they were just like picking and choosing people from, various times. Hence, Avengers Forever.
What's the benefit of doing it like that?
Well, it was because of the time they had to, like, there was a time threat they had to go against, they had to go fight and everything like that. And so, in order to do this, Rick Jones picked all these groups of Avengers and everything like that who we thought would, like, be most effective, like helping them save the timeline and everything. And like Tony said, it's a really dope storyline because it's really cool. Like, you might have interviewed. Because, like, for example, Hank Pym is somebody who's not really introduced on the screen that much, but in the comics, Hank Pym is a very polarizing character with a very rich background of, like, ups and downs. So there's a moment of life where he's, like, Yellow Jacket, and he's just, like, all playboy, all drinking, partying and stuff all the time, like, literally shows his battles drunk. But there's another point where he's Giant Man and Goliath, where he's, like, super responsible, handling his business. And there's a third version that's on that team, which is, like, isn't there? Because it's him as Yellow Jacket, him as Giant Man, right?
And
then that's on Avengers Forever.
My recollection is shoddy with that one.
Yeah, there's those two. And I think there might be a third version at some point.
Are you guys mad that they didn't go with Hank Pym for Ant-Man?
Not at all. Not at all.
No.
Did you think that it'd be too much, like...
I like what they've done with him, just because it's a way to go ahead and say, like, we're not ignoring Hank Pym as the character, but we also have to... The problem with the MCU is that it moves in relatively real time. So people age. People, so, and not only that, but you're trying to set...
Couldn't you set it up where Hank Pym was a younger version of himself?
But you're having the technology that's established by Hank Pym having to interact with advancements happening at the same time that Howard Stark is around. And then, the creation of S.H.I.E.L.D. and then, so on and so forth. So, I mean, having Hank Pym be, like, a part of the Avengers doesn't really work.
I agree. And then my reason for not liking Hank Pym was because honestly, as I said, his background is really like up and down. And the point about it is like, again, to bring this up, anybody who's read the Ultimates and who's read like old school Avengers runs knows that there's a point where he beat Janet. And he was a spousal abuser and everything like that. And they've tried for years to redeem that. They've tried for years to write around it. And it always just comes back to that same thing, where it's like, you really can't escape this. Yeah. So with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I'm happy they went with Scott, because that way we don't have to deal with like all the backlash you would get from having Hank as an Ant-Man.
Yeah.
It kind of gives you a clean slate to explore this and everything like that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as the Skrulls being there, I think if there's a form of that, I mean, because obviously the Chitauri are there, so alien life forms are there. Are they going to come back into it? Possibly, but I don't think it's going to. If they do, it's not going to be a huge plot point. I really don't think so.
I think this is how it's going to happen. At the end of Infinity War, right before it went flashback to Thor and Thanos, when Thanos was in that little world where he saw a young Gamora.
Sure.
The Soul Stone.
That's the soul world or whatever. So the Gamora he was talking to was real-time Gamora. Like, it's not like an illusion or anything. That's just Gamora, and it's just he's seeing her as he sees her. He sees her as his little girl. So I think all those people that, what's the word, disintegrated, or like,
sure,
they're all there. I think they're all there.
You think so?
They're all there, and they're gonna have to find a way to.
So you don't think the Skrulls will be a part of it?
I don't think so. I think it's too much to squeeze into one film.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you guys this then. Do you think, because right now we know for sure that Kree are part of Captain Marvel's storyline, do you think the Skrulls will show up there?
I think it'll be a cameo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it'll be kind of like how they did the Vulcans in the J.J. Abrams Star Trek
really
series.
think they wouldn't have said anything about that though? Like Marvel officially, like knowing the
Skrulls?
Yeah, like do you honestly think they wouldn't have gone ahead and said like, so we've bargained for this tiny little portion of the Fantastic Four, mythology?
Yeah.
Because they still need the rights in order to officially call them Skrulls. Because even if they go ahead and like, oh, it's the Kree Skrull War, that's not the official synopsis of Captain Marvel.
And then what they could honestly do as well is, because they already established their own alien race in the first movie.
Yeah,
they
Chitauri.
They can just use the Chitauri again or whatnot. But I will say this though, when this Fox deal is like all said and done, what I would really be excited for, because what Phase 4 could potentially be, is Marvel going to all their space worlds. Because their space is like such a rich like atmosphere and whatnot. Because it's funny, the X-Men, they have the rights to the X-Men, but they have yet to go into space yet and visit the Shi'ar. And which is the weirdest, craziest thing to me.
We're gonna get it soon.
You can't. We're not gonna have an X-Men rant. Not today. Sorry.
Tony, it's the Marvel show though.
Marvel show, bro.
They want the X-Men rant.
We can't even establish a school in the proper fashion in a fucking X-Men universe, okay? And we had how many of those movies? 7, 8, 9? More than one, okay? And we still couldn't figure out how to just establish Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters. Fuck them. I'm sorry. So upset.
Well, let's.
And you want them to go to fucking space. Fuck that.
She wants more school. We're gonna get more school. We're gonna get that in Deadpool 2.
Yay! Deadpool 2!
Deadpool 2!
Xbox 2! X-Force! Wait, no, that's
so,
what kind of
I'm so happy, but at the same time, I'm just like, it took Deadpool to finally figure out how to get Xavier's correct. The fact that the first time we see Colossus in Deadpool is just Colossus sitting in the kitchen, like, gingerly eating cereal. I'm like, that's what the fucking school is. It's just people hanging out and shit.
Oh, yes!
Jalen.
Maybe we'll get
Thank you,
Galactus.
Jalen.
Absolutely.
Cloud Galactus.
Instead of just,
I love
the
Cloud
vortex in space.
Galactus.
Fuck
No,
them.
I like Cloud Galactus as much as I love, Vacuum Devastator in Transformers 2.
Oh yeah.
I thought you were going to
Oh,
say
that's
you
terrible.
love it, because I was like, we were going to fight.
Super
But no, I agree with Jalen too, because the space universe is just so dope. And honestly,
awesome.
one of the things I would love to see is a lot of like Kirby stuff done correctly.
Yeah.
And then also like
Kirby from Kirby?
No, from
Yes.
Jack Kirby.
Oh,
Like, yeah.
okay.
And then also like I would love to see the Silver Surfer as the freaking Silver Surfer.
Yes.
As this awesome being who shows up on the
Yes.
surfboard like, what the fuck? But he's like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it'd be like, honestly, that would be the cool thing about
Instead
this deal.
of just,
Yeah. It's gonna
God,
be
that
cool.
was such a waste of Doug Jones. My God.
And
Doug
the problem is,
Jones.
it's so, I feel sad for the X-Men franchise, because the X-Men franchise is just such a rich thing they can explore, but they're always scratching the surface of the exact same storyline. Like, I think the problem with the thing is that they keep going back to that damn school. Like, at some point, you got to just like realize there's other X-Men stories out there to be told.
No, you're not wrong. The problem is that you had Bryan Singer, or somebody like Bryan Singer, in charge. Bryan Singer has said repeatedly, I have a respect for the source material. Yes, you do. You don't have a love. You don't have a passion for it. You
I
just
like
know
X-Men
that
1
you
and
can.
2.
Okay.
What'd you say?
I like X-Men 1 and 2.
No, I'm actually
okay,
listen. X-Men 1 is half a movie. Okay,
True.
it's half a movie. X-Men 2 is probably my favorite. It's
is
really
good.
well done. Unfortunately, it's the only one that actually even tries to go ahead and expand and actually talk
Yeah, they had
about
that
what it
scene
means
in
to
the
have
school.
teenage. Yeah, to have teenage mutants. Yeah, no, it was great. But even then, he's stabbing people left and right. There's no fucking blood trickle, no blood splatter anywhere.
PG-13.
I don't give a damn. That's the problem I'm talking about.
Well, we got into Logan.
And the problem with this is when we go to X-Men 3, it's the exact problem we're worried about for Avengers 4, is the fact that you have too many things going on. Because one, you're trying to do like this whole Magneto storyline, then at the same time trying to do the Phoenix
you're a
storyline.
mutant with purple hair. Let's just make you Psylocke.
Yeah.
Who is that? I don't know. Let's
You're
just give him
Porcupine
spikes.
guy.
What the fuck
And
are
let's
you
just
talking
introduce
about?
let's just introduce the Juggernaut, but have no tie to Charles Xavier whatsoever. But guess what? He's going to say this one. He's going to say this one internet line that got really popular. I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. It was like, dude. It's like
I was so mad when that happened. I was like,
Vinny
really?
Jones was the person to do that, and I agree the line should have been there. But the fact that that's all you had him do, I was like, this
They didn't
is
have him as
bullshit.
K. Marco.
No.
They didn't have him
This
tied
is
to
the-
They didn't have
Professor
him
Xavier.
red. They didn't have him red. He should have
Yeah.
been red. They show that jewel. Because what's dope is like in the with Doctor Strange, we started to lose the bands.
I can't.
So the thing about this was
We
like,
need to move on because
Wait,
seriously,
let's
we
go.
could do a whole
Yeah.
show about how that franchise.
We'll
has
come
just
back. We'll come back to that
failed
because
me
I do
and
have something
itself.
for that.
Look at the Black Week. Shut up. We don't talk about that.
You're right. We shouldn't, and yet here we are.
We're gonna move on to.
And how do you introduce Havoc but not have him be Cyclops? Okay, anyway.
Wait,
sorry.
wait. He was.
There is a
He was.
20-year age gap
Sorry.
between
Wait, he
Alex
was.
and
Sorry,
Scott
but
Hold on.
no,
He was.
he really wasn't though.
He was his
really wasn't
brother.
though. But
He
no,
was his
he
brother.
wasn't his younger brother though.
I know.
Exactly. How the fuck
Exactly,
you
they're
gonna
supposed
make
to jump
Alex
out the
the
plane
older
together.
brother?
It's like, damn it! How is it an animated series made during the '90s doing better X-Men than you have today? When you have $100 million budget. It's like all you had to do was literally just follow the show. If you had followed the show for 3 movies, we would have a franchise right now instead of doing movies in the '80s. I'm sorry, Jezzer.
This is what happened. This is what happened, right? They got like stuck into like casting or putting Walmart $5 bin heroes in first class, and they only had to continue with it. They only had to continue with it because for some reason, they couldn't touch the original X-Men or the X-Men and have them be younger.
And why is Jennifer Lawrence become the face of this franchise now?
Because it's Jennifer Lawrence.
No.
Never mind the fact that you casted her as Mystique, who is only supposed to be an anti-hero at best.
Exactly.
And she's
exactly.
only
Not an
supposed to be
X-Men.
Exactly.
She is not an
in
X-Men.
as a supporting character.
She's not.
She's not
Oh
an
my
X-Men.
God! It's like at some point you have to respect the material more
They
than you
didn't,
respect
but they
the
were just
star
like,
and give
listen,
this
we
dollar.
got J-Lo, because they signed Jennifer Lawrence before she became J-Lo and started like winning Oscars and Golden Globes and whatnot. And I'm like, I get
Now
that.
she doesn't even want to go through the 3 hours of
I
blue
wouldn't
makeup.
either, because now she's like, well, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
Because obviously the girl must have read a comic or two, and she's like, this isn't who I'm playing.
Exactly not. Especially in that last movie where she's like, "You're X-Men now." The fuck do you know about it? You left the team like 80 billion damn times, and not in a cool Wolverine way where you rode off on a motorcycle and came back. You just left the dang team.
She's never been an X-Men.
She's
That's
not
what's
an
always kept-
X-Men.
She's never been an
She's
X-Men.
not X-Men.
She's always been
She's
X-adjacent.
brotherhood.
Exactly. She's been a villain.
She's
She's been
brotherhood,
this. She's been
bro. She's brotherhood.
Please don't talk about that woman.
She's brotherhood. And Contest of I would want Contest of Champions. What's that?
Oh, Avengers Contest of Champions is amazing. So it's a storyline with this dude, pretty much imagine Macho Man Randy Savage, comes down from space, and it's like I want this like contest to test out like who's like the greatest like fighter and everything like that. And so they do this whole tournament where they
So
go
kind of
against
like
each other.
Darkseid in DC.
Yeah, well, no, not like Battle World. It's like a shonen manga because it's a legit tournament where they're doing like boxing matches with each other. And what's really cool is when they're going back and forth, there's some like cool things that pop up. Like for example, at one point, Thor is like going back and toe with a guy, and Thor's like he's going to win, but then Thor uses his hammer. He's like, no, you're disqualified. It's supposed to be hand-to-hand combats. And so the person who ends up coming down and like end up fighting like for the fate of the universe
it's Mortal
is the thing.
Kombat for Avengers.
A little bit, but before Mortal Kombat though, because it came out in the '80s.
Okay.
And what's really dope is though, this is going like legit old school Cartoon Network. If anybody used to watch Dexter's Laboratory, they did a whole Contest of Champions episode with Monkey, and it was the whole thing. And when I say Monkey fought Macho Man Randy Savage, Monkey fought Macho Man Randy Savage, and it was so dope.
Wait a minute.
So, yeah.
I do remember that episode.
Hang on.
Yeah, and
I
that's
do
Contest of
remember that.
I'm not
Champions.
calling you a liar. I just need to
Darkseid is
verify.
not Randy
Hang on.
Savage Cookie Face.
Well, not Macho, but it's like the guy was acting like Macho
Wait,
Man Randy
who's
Savage.
Moomin Rider? How do they know Cookie Face? I've never seen Moomin Rider before.
Moomin Rider's been around. He knows.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, no, I've
Respect.
seen him.
He's found.
What was I gonna say? I was gonna
I don't
say
know. Probably go to the next story.
We can go to the next story.
Yeah,
So, of course, we're getting Ant-Man and Wasp in July. But is it February? March. We are getting Captain Marvel. There's an article on There's an article on our website that kind of breaks down. We already know who some of these characters are, but it breaks down these characters. So we know that Brie Larson is obviously Captain Marvel. Then we have Jude Law, who's Marvel. Marvel. So. What?
Does it say anything about whether or not he's going to be mocapped, or is that actually Jude Law as?
I'm guessing he's gonna look like that.
Okay.
Right? Wow. So what's the story behind Marvel? So how does it work?
Because he's Kree, right?
Part Kree, yeah.
Okay. Well, no, I guess so, because I mean, you put Lee Pace whenever he was Ronin. You put him in makeup, so it was him as actually. So he didn't have to be mocapped. All right. Yeah. So I guess I guess you're just gonna be.
He died, right?
He might die.
Oh, he has to die.
Yeah, because it passed on the mantle to
so,
which actually makes sense though. Oh, he's gonna be a G then, because like so pretty much with Captain Marvel, when Marvel was around during like the 70s and 80s, he was just like this like awesome hero. He's like traveling from town to town, just dispensing justice and being a hero. And the cool thing about it was though, he was like the first like Marvel hero that's written to have these powers, but it's also like a martial artist as well. Yeah. So he's not just going like I'm gonna try to punch you out. He's like I'm gonna punch your temple, do this, and like make you pass out. He's like an excellent soldier.
So do you think this is gonna be like passing the torch?
Exactly, because in the comic books, what ends up happening is towards the end of his run he gets cancer and he dies, and when he dies it's like this known like across the universe, like every hero, everybody who's known him like takes a moment of silence for him because he was just so awesome and everything like that. And ever since then Marvel's always been trying to fill the void. They've tried to bring him back, they've tried introducing his son, but they actually haven't had a successful Captain Marvel until Carol Danvers, and that's thanks to that Kelly Sue DeConnick run. So
in this storyline, you know, she actually ends up having her DNA merge with, I think it might be his DNA, just because through some like, you know, Fantastic Four like, you know, accident. And that's where she gets her powers, because she's just a human woman. Carol Danvers is just human, but because of this accident having to do with Marvel, her powers are Kree derived. He actually ends up dying, and that's why she takes on the mantle as like a tribute to him. So
you think it's gonna be cancer, or you think it's gonna be death by like
it'll be death by like some accident, or he'll like sacrifice himself because he's a fucking hero. So yeah.
How well do you guys know the Captain Marvel stories?
A little bit well, because they're all old stories that came out like in the 80s and everything like that. So I've read some of the books. I read his new son's book that came out. That was like an interesting one, because the whole thing about Captain Marvel too is because you won't guess you won't guess the way he had his powers. In order to come out, he was always trapped in a sub-dimension, and he had to team up with Rick Jones. And so Rick Jones had like the bands, and when he put them together, that's when they would switch places. So it was this like whole thing they've done. They went through space and did all these kind of cool things. So his son's a dick though.
So on the website, we actually like had breakdowns of the characters, and they're trying to find out who these characters are. So there's one character here.
What's up, Kevin?
His name is Delta. He's a supporting lead male. 20 to 49, must be 6 feet tall, broad shoulders, and muscular. Back in November, they said they believe that he might be Dorek the Seventh, Skrull Emperor, during the Kree Skrull War. So you don't think that there's going to be Skrulls in this at all?
I mean, again, we don't have the name for it, so even if it is talking about that, the Kree Skrull War, it's not going to be called that unless we've negotiated for the name. That's my only hang up. You know, that's the whole reason why we had Chitauri. So,
and if they did, they would try to probably keep it secret though, because they want you to be surprised because they are shapeshifters. But at the same time, though, Tony's right. That would be big enough news. They should have leaked by now and everything like that.
Yeah.
But regardless, they do need an alien race to fight. It could be the Chitauri. Chitauri, so it could be Chitauri.
Yeah.
Because any other alien race don't have the rights to. They don't have rights to Shi'ar.
No.
We just blew up the Nova Corps, so we don't have them anymore.
Did we blow up everybody in the Nova Corps?
No, we didn't!
Not everybody. I can't.
Let's get them.
I feel like.
So excited.
Yeah.
Do you think that's going to happen?
What?
The Nova movie? Oh yeah, of course. You weren't here. We talked. Oh, the one thing.
Yeah.
What was it confirmed?
Well, no. We were talking about which Nova will we get. Try to figure out. So, would you want Richie or would you want Sam?
Honest to God, I'd be so happy to just get a Nova movie, period. I would just be so excited.
So they said that the role...
I'm sorry, Jess.
No, it's fine. They said the role was filled by Arun Tente, and they're not sure if he's going to be Skrull or Kree. So that's one of the characters. Another one of the characters that they got lined up is a guy named Titanus, who is what do you call it? What does it say? He is a supporting moral, but the description remains the same, that he's a chiseled, cocky guy who is in large stature, but not as big as Delta.
Are any of these ringing a bell to you?
Nope.
Yeah.
Again, the problem with it is, though, is that Marvel space stuff is really intricate, and think about it, it's not like DC's like space books where they really bring it to Earth all the time. Like legit, a lot of these problems happen out in space, don't come to Earth. The Avengers did save the universe like one time out in space with the Kree, and the other time it was like a small hero crossover here and there. So the space stuff is very like segregated, and a lot of the people who I know who are into the space stuff, they're legit fans of the space stuff mainly.
Okay.
So I mean, they have a little bit more. You're saying they have a little bit more freedom with these characters.
Exactly, because
Yeah.
some of the space storylines, like the things that I've read, things I've talked to my friends about, that they've exposed me to, they're rich storylines. Were legit because they're out in space. They can kill entire people. Like for example, in the comics, there was a point where the entire Nova Corps did get wiped out, and so they were able to do that because they just have that kind of freedom out there in space.
Yeah.
Whereas when they're on Earth, things are a little bit more, they're a little bit more liable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's another character named Alpha, who is a female lead. Flight experience, dance and gymnastics preferred. The character is going to be filled by Gemma Chan. She's supposed to be a Skrull princess.
Okay.
So I mean, from these breakdowns, it's pretty.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But I mean, we'll see.
Listen, I've never been, excited by Marvel villains, just based on their track record. So, yeah.
To be honest with you, after reading Careless with the Comics run of it, guys, go see this movie. But if they do it justice and they do it the way that Careless with the Comic wrote the book, the action, the fight scenes will be the things
It's gonna.
you like.
No, I'm totally excited
they'll
for
be
the
amazing.
movie.
But
Yeah.
I'm just saying, they're the things you'll like second to the character and the storyline, the way she is on screen. So if they do this right, you're just gonna fall in love with Captain Marvel as a character and like
she's
everything
gonna
she
be
is
amazing.
because
I think we will
she's so
immediately.
awesome.
I think
She's gonna
we
be
will immediately.
fantastic. Yeah.
Going back to one thing though, like talking about if we get Nova, like I gotta be real. Another thing I would hope about we get in Phase 4, if Nova takes off and successful, New Warriors. If we got some New Warriors, dope.
Listen,
'Cause
Wait,
New Warriors,
New Warriors isn't that X-Men?
no. New Warriors is low key the Marvel version of Teen Titans, and so that's when we got. A
No, I
bunch
mean,
of,
but is it? Are they
are they mutants?
are they owned by X-Men?
No.
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 No, they're owned by regular Marvel because they're like Avengers Junior in a way.
Okay.
There is one mutant on the team, but
Yeah.
she's like half mutant because she's an Atlantean.
Okay.
And honestly, the only reason why we get the rights to that is because Universal still owns the right to name more sadly. Why are they holding on to that? What are you doing
You
with that
know why
fish
they
man?
are. You
Why?
know why they are
Why?
because they're just being
Why?
dicks.
Comcast is putting a bid on Fox, so
Universal.
Comcast, which owns Universal.
Yeah.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Ooh, so Universal could have characters at Universal
No,
Studios.
Fuck them. No. Fuck them.
Because Universal
repeatedly.
doesn't have anything right now, really.
What are you talking
billion in
about? They have
cash.
the Simpsons
Fuck
ride.
outta here.
They
I'm talking
have
about, like, I'm
the
talking about
Simpsons ride.
franchises.
They have
The
the
Simpsons,
Simpsons ride. They have the Simpsons ride.
One other news story that came out today is that actress Annette Bening was cast in Captain Marvel, which is weird because it's so far into like production that, like, who could her character be? I mean, she's a pretty well known actress, but who do you think that she could play in there in Captain Marvel?
When did they start production?
They've been filming already.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for a
but they're
while.
not done, obviously.
I mean, they're still building the sets over at Sony, so.
I mean, but that's like what, like 2 months in of production?
But what is it? Don't you think it's a little weird that they're just now casting people?
No, not
This
necessarily. It could be a thing of, wanting to get her for the, this whole time and, schedules lined up. It could be a thing too where they've gone ahead and just decided like, they're going to go ahead and get rid of Star Trek Beyond did this where they had 2 or 3 separate characters and they went ahead and rolled them up. Yeah, so they rolled her up into one character and she was brought in for reshoots though.
Wait, who? The main.
She's like the admiral, I think, like, at what's the fucking base called?
She's the woman that Kirk talks to at.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, all right.
Yeah.
She's
So-
the replacement for.
Essentially, there was like 2-3 different other filmed parts, and they were like, "This makes no sense. Why there's 2 or 3 people
Yeah.
here? We should just go ahead and make it one character." So I mean,
Who do you guys know much of her work? Annette Bening.
Annette Bening.
Josh?
I mean, yeah, she's the shit.
The movie with Keanu Reeves where he was the lawyer.
The lawyer.
What?
Oh, the
Devil's
Devil's
Advocate.
Devil's Advocate.
Oh God, was she in that?
She was in The Siege with Denzel Washington.
She was in The Siege with Denzel Washington.
Who do you guys?
I loved her in American Beauty.
Who do you guys think she could play in this? I mean, would you think it's a prominent role, or do you think that
It low key could be just like, I mean, if she's coming in this late, and you gotta imagine it's probably towards like they're just like getting towards like some of the ender bits of the movie, she could be like the shield liaison. Because
Yeah.
she would have that. Because even with Fury leaving and they're activating that pager, she's going to come down looking for somebody. So she could end up being the shield liaison. BT Dub, shout out to Power to the People, who knows the entire New Warriors cast. Night Thrasher, Nova, Marvel Boy, Firestar.
Night
This man was
Thrasher.
on his game.
Namor Rita, is that like is that kind of
Female
like
Namor, that's his
Yeah.
cousin.
so
Yeah.
like Aquaman?
Mars Attacks.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Annette Bening was in Mars Attacks.
Okay. All right.
Everybody was in that fucking movie. I hate
One
that
little
movie.
another quick story that we can talk about
I
is.
said what I
Should we
said.
answer Kevin's question?
Go ahead. What do you say?
Kevin said,
Oh,
just a
that's
little
right.
side question. Will Henshin Hangouts return? I kind of missed you guys talking about Sentai and Kamen
We
Rider.
will probably return not this Saturday but next Saturday. He's got his thing in
I'll be in East LA this weekend
Yeah.
for East LA Comic Con, which I'll talk about at the end of the show.
Yeah.
And then Jezzer's like filming a couple things and whatnot. We all just kind of got busy.
Yeah,
but
it's a busy weekend
Yeah.
this for sure.
But trust me,
will
when we come back, we
how many
come back
episodes? How
strong.
many episodes are we in?
we're behind 3 episodes right now. So we have so much to talk about.
Oh my
it's gonna be
God.
so awesome.
It's gonna
hey
be
guys,
long.
here's the thing. I'm not giving
Die.
anything away, but trust me, I already have it planned out. Our opening was going to be so open because trust me, don't call it a comeback. The opening scene for Henshin Hangout is going to be amazing.
God. All right. Real quick, we're gonna also talk about.
wait.
Well, hang on.
Yeah.
Just to wrap it up, Moment Rider is asking, is Annette Bening the next Colston? Possibly.
Maybe-
Based on
or
her
maybe
age,
the-
she could also be
maybe
a
the
relative.
probably Coulson before Coulson, like maybe his predecessor.
Coulson's in it.
Maybe his predecessor, like he's probably like a lower agent, and he gets promoted because of maybe Annette Bening dies or something. I don't know.
Maybe.
Possible.
Moonrise
She
has
could
us
be a
do the
relative,
Henshin
though.
Hangout hands.
Huh?
Moonrise
okay.
has to do the Henshin.
Ready?
Ready? Henshin Hangout. Henshin Hangout.
It's become a thing. Yeah. So another cool story that we can talk about is
Oh.
what's that?
Wait. The New Warriors, the idiots that started the Civil War. That was
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah. They're
in the
the
actual
ones.
in the actual comic books, for
Was
anybody who
that
doesn't
them?
know,
Yeah,
that was
they're the
them.
one that-
So
they're the one that
the New
caused-
Warriors were filming other reality TV show. They went against this villain
Is
team
that
Who exploded, yeah.
and they actually
Yeah.
go who explodes and kills a bunch of kids and everything
Yeah.
like that.
Oh,
I
Later
completely
on, though,
forgot that.
later
I
on,
knew that
though,
would happen.
retconned. It did get retconned. They discovered they weren't so responsible, and this was planned the whole time. They were just planning it there to take the fall, so it got retconned
They
later
were
on.
they're the scapegoats.
But the damage has kind of been done because honestly, like we can probably do a whole thing about that later on. Maybe talk
Yeah.
about it on comics because Speedball's character has never been the same.
Yeah.
Speedball at one point in time was supposed to be our new Spider-Man. He was jovial. He was up and down, doing all this kind of cool stuff. He could control kinetic energy.
Nope.
But
Nope.
they just tried to throw him to the wayside.
Nice.
Yep. Well,
Another cool story we got that we can cover is that there hasn't. I mean, we all know that in Deadpool 2 that Cable is not the villain.
yeah.
He is definitely not the villain.
No.
So there have been some speculation on who the villain could be or one of the villains could be, and people are pointing at Juggernaut.
Oh, really?
Juggernaut. There are a few things that push us towards that theory. When Domino goes to break that kid out of the transport, when she's sitting down at the console, they see like a little like thermal scan of like one of the prisoners, and it's a dude shaped like Juggernaut. And there's also a scene where Colossus is punching something, and it looks like the helmet, like a big helmet of Juggernaut.
Dope.
And also,
Okay.
I like it.
one of the tracks on the songs, or one of the lyrics to one of the tracks is, "You can't stop this motherfucker," or something like that. So it's all. I don't think if
That
it
could also be Blob, though.
could be Blob, but doesn't that look kind of like
No,
That's-
okay,
that's the
okay.
Juggernaut.
Excluding the Colossus shot for a moment,
Mm-hmm.
if we're just focusing on the shape, the only other person that could possibly come to the shape and the mass of Juggernaut is Blob.
That is not
That's
Blob.
Is that likely?
That is not Blob.
No,
If it was
no.
Blob, I
So
would
yeah,
literally
I think
walk
it.
out.
Yeah.
And I'll be sitting right there. Jezzer, I'll be back in 10 minutes. Let me know when fucking Blob's
You
on the
wouldn't want to
screen.
stay just to
no.
see
What was
would
the last time
happen?
we saw? Do you remember
We
the
saw
last
him
time
box
we saw
Wolverine
Blob?
for no reason at all.
Fuck that shit. I
Okay,
do not.
I'm just saying that all these characters deserve a redemption. That's all I'm saying. Is it likely that
Mm-hmm.
it is Blob? No, I'm just saying that, like, based on the size of him, that's the only other person it could possibly.
I mean,
be.
even if it-
unless they created
Well-
somebody new.
even if Juggernaut's in here,
Do
I
you
feel
know
like
anybody else?
Elephant Man.
Uh.
You asked. You literally, you asked.
Even
I asked for a serious answer,
Elephant
Johnny.
Man was serious. Elephant Man was legit for a while.
Even if
All right.
Juggernaut is in this film, I
Rock
don't think
slide.
he's going to be the main villain. Who do you guys think?
asked.
Who do you guys think is going to be the
Strong guy.
main villain?
Strong guy. Oh my god,
I
I
like
flip
strong
my
guy.
shit if it was strong guy. All right, none of these are bad answers. Now that I
Wait,
think
which
about them.
strong guy was part of Alpha Flight, or was he?
No, X Force. Was
X-
it X Force or was it no?
X
Factor,
Factor.
X Factor.
X Factor.
There you go.
Yeah.
Gorgeous group.
It was an X and an F. That's
Who do
all.
you guys think the villain's going to be in Deadpool 2?
I mean,
It has to be someone prominent.
Listen, I'm just so starved for decent X-Men movies. You could literally give me anybody.
Mr.
And
Sinister?
This could be, I mean, shit. This could be a whole, like, just pivot to the Savage Land, and I'd be like, brilliant, awesome, fantastic, bring me more.
Savage,
And
Savage Land.
I'm just starved. I really am. That whole X-Men franchise just
I
makes
gotta-
me very sad. It
So I gotta
really
be real with
does.
Tony. Like Deadpool is like my happy thought because
It
the thing about it
is.
is though it's doing more justice to the X universe than
ever before.
Every X-Men movie has done. Like you said, when they go to that school and you're like, yeah, that's the fucking school. That's how the school probably is.
Yeah.
Granted, when it's not getting blown up, but that's how it usually is. It's like
Yeah.
just chill and everything like that.
Yeah.
And the fact is, like, dude, we're getting Shatterstar. We're getting Shatterstar in a movie, and he looks like Shatterstar. It's so
He
dope.
looks
And
like
we're getting
Louis
Domino,
Tan. Like,
and she's like,
shut
my
your
power
mouth.
is luck. Wait, dude, seriously? She's gonna get her actual power?
Yes.
Holy
yes.
shit!
And not some bullshit.
Luck is not
like,
a power, though. What? What?
Why do you do this?
Shut your mouth.
This is the reason why if we ever go to Mojo and Longshot comes to save us, he's not going to save you. Longshot's be like, Johnny, Tony, with me. Okay. Jezzer, you're on your fucking own. I told you not to talk shit about luck.
No, I'll stick with Dazzler. She'll protect me.
That's no.
One other.
Yeah, I mean, is it? I mean, based upon that, I mean, I haven't actually like went
What?
frame by frame
Yeah.
on this trailer, so I mean, maybe
I could show you a
possibly, but like I
video
said,
after.
I'm gonna be excited for it for anything.
Also, who's the guy behind Disney? Bob
Iger.
Iger. He had said that after Avengers 4, that he wanted to introduce a new franchise into the Marvel, the MCU.
Yes.
What franchise do you guys think it could be?
What franchise do I think it could be?
Yeah,
Like he wants to take an existing like comic book franchise and make it to like another movie franchise type
add
thing.
it to the MCU.
Oh.
Something in the Marvel universe that he would add to the MCU.
Star Wars.
Shut up, Josh. What haven't we touched? I mean, could he be talking about the Fox properties or the Sony
I
properties?
hope so. I mean, I know I keep on harping on it, but I mean, X-Men is just so rife. That is literally hundreds, if not thousands, of characters.
I
That
mean,
you can just
low-key,
go
yeah.
ahead and just.
I mean, if we're being totally honest about the way modern comics has gone, there's Marvel, there's
Yeah.
DC, and there's X-Men.
Yeah.
Because the thing about it is, though, X-Men has done time travel, it has done space, it's done everything with its own self-contained universe. Oh, Toku Kid!
Hey!
Yeah.
Thank you,
Devil
Toku Kid.
Dinosaur.
Devil Dinosaur.
Blackwing's like, shut up, Josh.
I heard that.
I took out Blackwing! You tell him to shut up!
Hey, Shadowbird.
So you're saying you want X-Men?
Well, here's the thing. I agree
Yes.
with Tony. X-Men would be
Yes.
super ripe. Be real with you, I wouldn't... Honestly, like, dude, Fantastic Four.
I think
Yeah.
Like, think about it is those
I
that,
think
like...
Fantastic Four would probably be the easiest one to slide up in.
Exactly, because
Yeah,
what people don't
it would
really
be.
realize is part of the reason why people keep pushing for Fantastic Four so much. Spider-Man didn't come first. Stan Lee and Jack Kirby created the Fantastic Four first. They created this awesome team of these people who didn't get along with each other, and then they went on to be like this like great selling book that kind of launched Marvel.
Marvel's first
Out of
family,
respect,
bro.
you have to bring them home.
You do.
So yeah,
I feel like
You
they're
do.
setting. I feel like they're setting it up too. I mean, like freaking Tony moved out of that building, which looks like it could be the Baxter Building.
I love you.
Yeah.
But I would say that building looks a little bit more like Four Freedoms Plaza because the Baxter Buildings is a little bit more low key though. It's back when they were poor and struggling type deal. But I agree with you though. Like it looks like Four Freedoms Plaza. Like you just slap a 4 in that bad boy and it's like okay, yeah, for real.
I feel like they're setting it. They're literally like making space for them. They're making space for, and then we can have all our what.
That's what kind of part of people just say. He's like, I think the franchise was saying to the cosmic light expanding the space.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think okay, listen, Disney, they're not stupid. They're not.
They're
So I think
geniuses,
that they've
actually. They're
got
monsters.
they've got a few plans in place that are all based upon contingencies. So if this Disney Fox merger goes through, they've got a plan for that, and it's going to be a long arching plan.
I feel
if
like
it
this
doesn't
Comcast
go
thing-
through though, they've got a plan for that too. And I don't think the MCU is going to necessarily suffer.
No.
I just don't think it'll reach the potential that it could have had we gone ahead and, reclaimed Fantastic Four and the X-Men stable.
Some guy says Thunderbolts.
Oh, ignore that, man. But no, Thunderbolts will be legit. So people don't know, Thunderbolts is like this team. Go out and read the trade. The trade's amazing. At the end of the first, so pretty much ends up happening is the Avengers end up disappearing. There's like no heroes on Earth. The FS gone. Everybody's gone. And then what ends up happening, this new team called the Thunderbolts show up. They've got their own version of Captain America, their own version of Iron Man. They've got their own version of all the heroes. And they did such a great job to actually give them 4 feet of plaza and say, you guys move in there. But at the end of the very first issue, you discover that this team of heroes you thought were heroes are actually all different villains. And it actually leads to one of the best storylines in comics that ran for a long time, where you see villains become heroes and so on and so forth. And moving right, I'm right there with you, because Songbird, honestly, again, going back to Avengers Forever, Songbird was in Avengers Forever, and according to that timeline, she should be an Avenger by now, and I'm still waiting for her to become an Avenger.
Damn.
So yeah,
We're just waiting for people to show
Thunderbolts
up,
are like the Suicide Squad. Okay.
yeah,
alright.
but just a little bit nicer though. But I will say, later on, they definitely became the Suicide Squad. Beginning, yeah. But
I mean, but honestly, they've gone ahead and expanded just so that, I mean, honestly, they could go ahead and create a whole new franchise on their own. It could be a brand new franchise that has nothing to do with a pre-existing comic. They've gone ahead and expanded and made enough room for themselves that they could do that. Will they? Not likely, because it's still Marvel Studios, as owned by Marvel Comics, as owned by Disney. So they do want to go ahead and capitalize on, like, hey, we're fine. We've got this comic that we've had for years, and we want to go ahead and do that. But I mean, I just feel like there's, especially after Avengers 4 wraps up, the field is wide open.
Oh, it is.
They've bought a lot of currency. They bought a lot of consumer trust. So I mean, they could literally do anything.
They cannot do any wrong. No wrong.
Woo!
Incredibles is only successful.
Respect,
Accurate.
Token Kid. That's exactly right.
I'm excited about it.
That's exactly right.
Too.
Accurate.
Josh, shut up.
I will
Howard
say
the Duck, you son of a bitch.
but
But again, they could totally do that. You say that in jest, but they could do it. Will we show up for it? Yeah, we'll
Hey,
show up for
you
it.
guys said that the dude from Arrested Development was in Infinity War. I watched it again on Tuesday. I didn't see nobody.
Joe
Okay,
explained it to
apparently
us.
he's in the credits. Apparently he's somewhere in that
Oh,
background.
I know where he's at. Joe
Where is
explained
he?
it to me. So
Where?
shout out to Joe wherever he is. So Joe
Like he's
explained
dead.
to me.
Like
Wherever you are, Joe. Wherever you are. Don't worry, Joe. When we get all 7 Dragon Balls, we will wish you back. Unless
we
Josh
won't.
wishes for women's underwear.
Will we?
So
We won't.
pretty much.
I'm already wearing some.
Ew, gross.
There we go.
So pretty much, if you remember when they go into the collectors like chambers or whatever, if you look into like one of those containers, the blue man or whatever is like one of those. For like a split second. Yeah.
See,
So-
I need the DVD already. I need to find this because I love Arrested Development.
But going back to your point about like what do you think they will tap into next? Like here's the thing. So you think about DC, and who's been DC's like most like newest popular character the last 10 years?
Wait.
Newest?
Wait.
So like who's been the new character showing up and taking the world by storm?
Wait.
Who's been super popular for DC?
Wait. Wonder Woman.
No.
Wait.
I'm talking about comics too. Who's the
Okay.
new
Put
character
some
showed
respect on her name. She's been popular, okay? Forever.
New,
For
like 60
decades.
years.
new character in DC.
up? Yeah, who showed up maybe within the last 20 years who's like super popular now.
Hold on, don't say nothing.
I don't know who you're referring to, because...
They're all like on par with each other.
Okay, you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
Harley Quinn.
Oh,
And
true.
so the thing about this,
It wasn't even comics. She came out of
the Batman
animated series.
exactly.
Yeah.
But the mother she went to my animated series into
Yeah.
the comics,
Yeah.
and she's been writing that way ever since. And now she's in the movies, and people love
Yep.
her. So honestly, going by that logic, I mean, to be real, I think the one person that Marvel's might be racking the brain about how they introduce. Won't see her yet in the next movie. Won't probably see her in the 3rd movie. We'll probably see her like when they start the new franchise for this character, Spider-Gwen. People love
she
Spider-Gwen.
is getting
People
big.
love Spider-Gwen, and they
People
love
is-
just the way she looks. They love the character. People know nothing about her and love that character. And shout out to Robbie Rodriguez who designed that character. Cool story. The dude
Robert
designed it.
Rodriguez from those Quentin Tarantino films?
Not that one. But he literally designed the character in a bar and walked up to girls in a bar and said, "Would you wear this outfit?" And that's what he came with the design for.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Thanks, Moon Rider. You're right. Because I was thinking about the animated series. Like she did come in like '94. My bad.
Yeah,
that
but
was like 30
essentially-
years. Thanks, Moon.
20,
Yeah.
30 years.
yeah, she's
30
newish.
years.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
hasn't been
Well, comics-
established
In
for
comics,
years.
that's
Yeah,
new.
she's
Yeah.
still new.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that rise was meteoric. So
It was.
yeah,
Like,
she
moved
was
over-
literally not there, and then all of a sudden just everywhere.
Yeah.
Do you think though that they would go ahead and expand to a whole new Spider franchise though, like a contained little Spider universe?
I think it's not
So,
what they're
here's what I
trying
would
to do
say.
with that.
like not
into the
just
Spider-Verse.
Spider-Man, but
But
like
here's the thing. I think they're saying lead tease for it because the thing what we've seen, just like we talked about Secret Invasion,
Yeah.
for a long time the comics have been like throwing ideas at the wall that could later be translated to the movies. And Spider-Verse, someone mentioned today, was extremely popular. I love Spider-Verse. Like when they brought in Japanese Spider-Man and they brought Leo Pada and everything like that comes flying, I was like, oh god, Leo Pada. And so if they like,
I don't know what word you're saying.
oh dude, you don't know about Leo Pada?
No, what is going
You
on?
didn't you? Okay, I got you, dude. I'm gonna expose you.
Leo
Because
Pada.
before there was Power Rangers, before there was Sentai, Spider-Man, Japanese Spider-Man was a big in Japan, and he had his own giant robot called Leo Pada.
We need to go. We need to go.
we will do a review of this. But anyway, but the thing about this, so the reason why I say it's because original train of thought, Spider-Man, is because going shout out to Joe again. Joe did an interview recently with Tom Holland and with what's the dude's name, Doctor Strange,
Benedict
Cumberbatch, and
Almost
in that
seen- yes.
and in that interview, Joe was up there like, so with the symbiote and blah blah blah, and sadly enough, Spider-Man cannot keep a secret worth his life. He's like,
Poor thing.
we haven't talked about no black suit. I don't know what you're talking about, Joe. Like, oh God, please help.
It's like, hey, someone get this man out of here. Get Jordan Peele out of here. He's gonna make me crack. I can't handle this.
that's why they have
And
Benedict right next
and
to
so
him.
I honestly think that what they're going to end up doing is they're going to keep expanding that Spider universe because it's like rich with like great stories, kind of like the X-Men universe. And the dope thing about it is, I was like, again, talking to like my students after, like when they were like Parker, they were like, "Did you cry in the movie?" I was like, "No." Did you guys cry? Like, yeah, we cried when Spider-Man died.
Why?
So they just connect with that character. Again,
Yeah.
he's young and everything like that. So I think they want to keep tapping that market.
Oh, yeah.
And doing a Spider-Verse movie, bringing in Miles Morales. It leaves the door wide open for so many cool
have you
things.
saw that trailer for Into the Spider-Verse? The dude that
Oh, yeah.
the dude that did Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs or something.
Oh yeah, it looks so amazing.
So it's gonna be they're gonna do the Spider-Verse. They're gonna have Miles Morales and Peter Parker in the same film. So that's gonna be interesting. That is that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, you're right, Black Wing. Joe did catch Tom Smith in that interview. And what I like best about this, Benedict didn't help him out at all.
no.
Benedict was like, look, you gonna get hit with that fine. That's why you don't get the real script. He didn't
So
say anything.
before he did those interviews, he's like, "Oh, what should I ask? What should I ask?" And I was like, "You know what, Joe? You know what you should do? You should attack their weakest link. You should try to break Tom Holland because Joe has a way of like getting stuff out of people, and I think it'd be easy for him to get out of Tom Holland.
Okay, let me ask you this then. Because you said Tom Holland's the weakest link of the Marvel universe.
As far as like his loose lips,
For sure. Who do you think is the weak link of the DC cinematic universe?
DC Cinematic Universe.
Isn't that Ezra Miller?
No, I think it's gonna be Momoa.
I agree. I would say the same
I
thing.
think it's
I say
Momoa.
Momoa. Like I think Momoa's weakness is because for you guys don't know, they stay in the same room, and then the interviewers go from one room to the next to interview the actors. I think if we give Joe like a 6-pack, he goes in there with Momoa, 2
They're
beers
not
in.
gonna-
He's like, yeah,
No,
man. In like
no,
5
time out.
years, we getting Dark Side. He's showing up, y'all, for real.
Time out.
Thank
First
you,
off,
Jason.
first off, it's not gonna take a 6-pack. It's gonna take like
A
a
30 pack.
24-pack or something. Because Momoa is a big man. There is no way a 6-pack's gonna even phase that dude.
Yes.
Like a 6-pack barely phases me. So I mean, imagine that.
And this is Jezzer Momoa.
Yeah. No, not even. So I think that's everything that we got today.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's we had a lot.
We covered a lot. There was
Yeah,
a
we
lot.
did. Yeah, we did.
There was a lot this week.
It's gonna be interesting. Tony, where can we find you? What can we find you on next?
Next, well, like we said, we have that Fancast Friday coming out tomorrow. That'll be the first episode.
Yeah.
As soon as that airs, there should be a link that also accompanies it, and you guys will be able to go to that #show.com and actually vote on who had the better Fancast, and we all know who it's gonna be. So,
Cookie face.
No. You know what?
His fan base is so strong.
This is why OCP goes after Detroit. This right there. No loyalty.
You see this? Oh my God! You see
Yes.
this? You see this?
Yes.
See this? Florida has
Yes.
like 100-foot long gators and whatnot, but okay.
Do you want me to unleash
You
these
down with
basalt
OCP?
zombies? No,
Yeah,
you don't.
you know me. You
But,
down with OCP?
Yeah, and I'm doing more and more, news exclusives. So yeah, you guys can also see me just on the regular channel, that #show, and all my social media.
You also
the
have a
Tony
YouTube
Sanchez.
channel, don't you?
I do, yeah, the Tony Sanchez. So yeah, you guys can come check out how I don't upload stuff in a timely fashion.
Hey, I am
yeah.
in the same boat. I have a vlog channel. I haven't uploaded a vlog in forever.
Yeah, guys, don't be that mad at Tony. She uploads stuff. Like I was on her channel the other day. She just uploaded her Black Panther trailer reaction trailer. It was amazing. I was like, wow, Tony, this is so good.
That's
No,
well,
I didn't.
yeah.
No, but
Props.
I always
I
come
like
in
3
super
likes.
late, super late with my stuff. Yeah, I don't think I have done anything since Black Panther. So yeah, always
You
late.
got this. You got this. I got faith in
will.
you.
How about you, Johnny? Where can we find you next?
You can find me at a couple places. This coming weekend, you can find me at East LA Comic Con. I'll be there, or East LA Cape, as they're known now.
Cape.
It's
Comic
actually
book
free,
art
so if you're in the
pop
LA
culture
area, go down there. There's like legitimately, it's free entrance. There'll be tons of creators there, snapping pictures, cosplayers. It's a great time. They have food on site, food trucks and everything like that. I'll be there signing, selling my books, Black Vincent Brown Hand, Broken, Teen Horror, Elvish. So come on down. Love to talk comics with you. Love to talk Sentai with you. Love to talk Marvel with you. So come hang out.
That is awesome. That's the first time I actually met you. Or actually, no. I met you here. They did the show here, and then I met you at East LA Comic Con last year. So it was pretty cool. Of course, you could always find me on all my social media at Jezzer Zeus, and we have all our social media at the bottom, so feel free to follow, because we do like new faces, and we like talking to new faces and new followers, so that's awesome. The next time we'll be back will be Saturday. I think we're doing a Ranger show on Saturday at night, though. So if you're free, I mean, feel free. Both of you feel free to drop on by and talk about Power Rangers.
I know nothing about Power
You know
Rangers.
nothing about Power Rangers. You're gonna make all this audience mad. They're gonna be so pissed
know
off.
Mighty Morphin. That's it. That's
Yeah.
literally
That's
it.
that's legit.
That's
legit.
it.
If you know Mighty Morphin,
I could use
if
a
you know
refresher.
Tommy, you cool.
That's all
Yeah.
you need
Oh,
to know.
yeah.
That's
all
you
day,
need to
every
know.
Exactly.
day.
And you're gonna be at Power Morphicon with us, so you're gonna
am.
fucking get you're gonna see so much Power Ranger shit. It's
Oh, it's
crazy.
gonna be awesome. It's
It's
awesome.
crazy.
And you're going to Angel Go
I am.
Prom.
I'm going
my
to prom. I'm very
gosh.
excited. I'm already looking for a dress because I got to find the perfect '90s prom dress. So
You guys
yeah.
actually went on a little.
We
what
did.
What do you call it? What
we
is-
went on a pre-prom outing because we
out
need
an
to
outing.
make. Yes,
It's an out. It's called an out.
it's not a date. It's an outing.
And how did that go?
Wait,
It went
it was
well.
an outing?
Yes,
So it was just you.
Someone
Daniel,
get this
who
guy
else?
some.
it was just me and Daniel.
It was just you and Daniel?
Yes,
No one
it
else was there?
Nobody else was there.
Interesting.
Is that
Isn't that called a...
No, it's not. It's called an outing.
It's called
Is that a date?
a
Is it a date?
Called an
Called an
outing.
outing.
Is it a
But
date?
you guys tell us in the comments.
Yeah, what do you
called
got?
a
If,
pre-prom
if two
outing.
people go out together and they're
No.
planning to go out to a dance later on, isn't that a
Later on.
pre-date?
Yeah,
No, it's
For the
not.
date?
No, it's an outing because I need to go ahead and verify that I can actually stand to be around him for extended periods of
And
time.
how
What you
was
do?
that?
Okay.
How did that go?
We don't work together all that often.
All right.
Yeah, I think I've done like 2 shows with Daniel, so it's not like,
Oh, you're on a first name basis now? Wow.
yeah. Sorry, Mr. Jerome.
I have to call him Mr. Jerome. I didn't.
Do you?
Yes. I'm like, hey, Mr. Jerome. He's like,
Is he your
Yeah.
principal? What is
I
happening?
don't know. I don't get it. I think it's because I'm the new guy still. I think I'm being hazed.
He's still being hazed by Daniel.
Women Writer
So-
says, just answer every Ranger question with Tommy.
Oh, well, nice. Good job, movement.
that
Hey, man,
is-
whoa,
If someone's paying, we paid for our own tickets. See, we went to go see Rooftop Cinema.
pay for your own tickets? Mm-hmm. Who bought the popcorn?
Our tickets came with popcorn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't worry, movement. We'll get to the bottom of this.
So yeah,
We'll figure
I didn't
it
buy
out.
his popcorn. He didn't buy my popcorn.
We'll figure
We
it
bought
out.
our own damn.
Ah!
Oh, Toku Kid! Call a date! Toku, you the man, Toku!
Toku,
Toku Kid, it is
Yeah.
called a
Coming
date,
in the
Tony.
clutch,
You heard it
bro.
straight from Toku's mouth. It
I
is
was
called
there.
a date.
I'll tell you right
You-
now, it was not a date.
Tony, I mean, I'm
Was not a
sorry.
date.
Super chat overrides that. I'm sorry.
How?
Toku said it's super
How?
chat. He just
How?
gave $2.99.
Super chat, yeah.
It is 10.
Oh,
it
that's
is a
how
date
you
now.
work? Okay, I
Wait,
see.
wait.
It's
look.
rough out here for a
Producer
teacher,
Josh.
I
Produ-
guess.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's rough for a teacher everywhere.
You just
Struggle's
do
real.
everything for
$1,
money.
yes, I will. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Producer
It was
Josh.
a date, Blackwing.
Toku Kid gave $2.99. Says call it a date. That means
It
it's a
was
date, right?
Yeah.
It's final.
You heard? Yeah. Sorry.
It's fine. It's fine.
not how it
Why,
works.
why,
Josh.
why don't you? First off, why don't you want to call it a date?
Because it wasn't a date. It
But
was an
why
outing.
don't you want to call it a date?
Because
that's
it
the-
wasn't a date. You want to know why it wasn't a date? Because nobody called it a date. I didn't call it a date. He didn't call it a date. Therefore, not a date.
That's cool. We called it a date.
Were you there?
Here's the thing. Let's go back.
Were you there?
Okay, you know what?
Were you there, yes
All
or
right,
no?
you know what? You know,
Were you
Tony,
there?
I was not there. You know also know where I was not at? I was not at O.J. Simpson's house. O.J. was there. The victim was there.
What the
O.J.
hell?
did not call it murder.
the hell?
Only the judge called it
O.J.
murder.
has proof.
Sounds like murder. Just saying. But on that note,
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna end now. I don't even know what happened. We got the OJ. All right.
That's what happens when you don't wrap up the show.
Wrap up the
I'm
show,
sorry, I'm
Jezzer.
gonna wrap up the show.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you guys for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to keep up to date with everything trending in geek pop culture. See you guys later.